best. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hi, guys, and welcome to the biggest night in Tottenham Hotspur history, the biggest night of our season, and it is a home semi-final tie, and I'm absolutely pumped. I don't need sugar. I don't need any fizzy drinks. I'm just naturally pumped for this game. But we do start with some breaking news. We'll get into it. We'll go over the lineup and the substitutions, because I have a funny feeling. I know the formation on the screen, but I've got a different version of a lineup of a formation for tonight. But joining me tonight, cause for this show and the watch along, cause is my mate James, the man that comes. He is a legend. He is the myth. He is the legend. He is James, the best Tottenham fan in Doncaster. James, how are you this evening, sir? And are you nervous or pumped?
Oh, I am pumped up. I am ready for this. I am like, yes, come on. European semi-final night. No better experience. No better time to be a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
Let's get this done.
Well, let's get on with it. And this is, hang on, that didn't go right. That didn't go right at all. Hang on, how do I? Yeah, it'd be handy if I did that, and then I can do that, and then we can do that.
And then there we go.
The lineup, we're starting with Vicario and goal. We've got Pedro Porro Romero, captain of Mickey van der Ven, and Udogie as a back four. We've got Basuma, Lord Jesus Christ. Anyway, Basuma in for Bergville. Though I did tell everyone Bergville will play. Can I just say, we don't always get it right all the time. We do get some things wrong, and I will hold my hands up and say when I don't get it right. I trust my sources. I trust them with my life. And look, just one of these times, we were wrong, and I'll hold my hands up. So I'm big enough and ugly enough to take that on the back. We've got the Uruguayan general in Bentancur. We've got Dance Man Madison. The front tree, James. It's a bizarre. Brennan Johnson, Solanke, and Richarlison. Now, I don't think this is a 4-3-3. I reckon either this is a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-4. What's
Yeah.
your thought on the lineup, and do you agree with that sort of formation? Or do you think it's going to be 4-3-3?
I think it could potentially start as a 4-3-3 with Richie out on the left and
Yeah,
Johnson out on the right, with Solanke through the middle. But I think because of that, with including Madison in that, I think you could very easily sort of change it round where Madison drops out wide to the left and Richie can then push up next to Dom and you play in a 4-2-4 basically.
yeah.
So I think it could be a very fluid sort of formation of how the game's going, how we're progressing, how we're able to get behind them. The one big thing there that's screaming that makes my heart sink a little bit is the fact that Balloon Boy Basuma is starting. I would sooner have him start at Pat Matsar. But okay, you've obviously seen something. Maybe you put a rocket up his
Mm.
bum or filled him full of helium. I don't know. But I'm just hoping that he turns up and we get a first class Basuma performance, not a piss poor performance. Yeah,
Look,
we've seen recently.
I agree with you. The Basuma is sort of a heart sinker, isn't it? I just want
Yeah,
to welcome a few people in. Actually, we should have done that before we went into the lineup. But I want to say big up to DJ Samuel. Big up DJ. He says, "Come on, you come on." He says, "Guys." Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well and have a great day. No Bergville at all. I see 3-0. I'm still going for 5-0. I don't care. I'm still going for a 5-0 win tonight. Ricky Video TV, big up Ricky Video. It says evening all. I reckon it would be a 4-3-3 with Richie in the wing. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the way we will go.
yeah,
Big up to Wilson T. Big up Wilson says big up Derm. Big up Wilson. We've got Wayne Bonner says 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, 4-2-4, 4-3-3. Depends on dropping back and pushing forward.
yeah,
I like adapting the formation to both defend and attack. That's a very good point. We'll
yeah.
get into that actually talk in a minute. Actually, Wayne. So that's a good talking about starting. And then we've got food hacks. We will lose tonight with this team. No, we're not going to lose tonight, food hacks.
No, food, no.
We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. I've been pumped all day. I've even rewritten Spurs are on the way to Wembley. I've rewritten that Spurs are on the way to Bilbao. I just can't get the. Do you know when it says in that song, Spurs are on the way to Wembley? You've got General Birkinshaw. I just haven't worked out how to put Captain and Ange or Corporal Ange or something in there. You've gone sideways. Have we gone to a new dimension? Hang on, let me go that way so I can see you. Anyway, and big up Chinny Music. I'm really worried about to see. I'm not. Let's go back to Wayne's comment. I'll put you up there, James, so people can see you, man. Do you agree with Wayne? 4-2-3-1 depends on dropping back and pushing forward. Would you two different formations? Do you agree with that? Oh, is James frozen? I think James is frozen. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Sorry, I've just got a update from the Spurs website, the Spurs app on my phone, and it's Ange explaining why Bergval's not in the team.
Oh yeah,
and
hang on. Let me take this down. Let you put up there. Go on.
Right. So what it's literally in pre-match training, he's tweaked his ankle and it's a bit sore and a bit painful. So rather than risking playing, they're not playing him, and that is the reason why Bergval is not in the matchday squad. Pre-game training, he's tweaked his ankle, and that is the reason why he's been dropped from the pre-game squad.
That's
no, it's not. He's not out for a season. He's just tweaked his ankle. He's probably been turning. He's probably rolled it, maybe a twist or a slight sprain, but he's not out for the season. It's just a slight tweak, and he's not going to play tonight.
Then, look, just to say with this lineup, right? Just to say with this lineup, would you have put him? Look, we're going to talk about the bench. Would you have put him on the bench just as a precaution?
It depends on if. I mean, look, I'm just recovering from ankle injury myself, and I know how painful mine is. So if he's rolled it today, if it's swollen, you're basically taking away one of your potential substitutions, and for a player that's not going to see the pitch.
Yeah,
I understand he's got two goalkeepers on there in Austin and Whiteman. But so it's 6 of one and half a dozen other. Do you put him on the match day squad just so he's on the bench and he doesn't even come on, or do you just leave him at the hotel icing up with a physio or with a coach and just say, look after yourself, ice it up, get that swelling down a bit, and we'll give it a full assessment when we get back to the Tottenham training ground. So I can understand why he's left him out, but I can see your point of it would have maybe been a good time for him just to even sit on the bench so he feels part of the squad.
Yeah, I think so too. Look, we've got the bench what it is. I do want to talk about memories, and I do want to talk about what the UEFA Cup means to us. Big up to Tequila as well. Just had a part of my liver taken out. I got you beat, James. Big up to you lads in the chat. Big up. I didn't know it was a competition, but there you go. I think Tequila's beat you on that
my dogs.
No,
Yeah,
see,
he
Dog's a
definitely
Spurs
has.
fan as well. He's getting excited. So
Yeah,
he's
all giddy.
Where's our good luck charm, by the way?
He's in bed.
Oh.
He's got himself settled down in bed tonight.
Will he join us for Sunday? Will he
Yes.
join it? Good. Good luck, charm. Will join us for Sunday.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Tequila. I hope you're well, man. It's showing me Glenn is talking about the '84 Cup final. Look, how old were you in '84?
I was 3.
3, right? I was 7, so I remember a bit more of you. I rewatched it last night, actually, the highlights of the game. Wayne remembers as I do. And what I remember of being there is just I got the same feeling then as I do now. I just feel we're going to do it. I just feel tonight it's all about everyone being as one, the fans, the club, the management, the players, all as one unit as we were that night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know we're going to do it. Look,
I think it's in the stars, Dermo. I think it's in the stars.
I mean, right, you go back to 1984. Liverpool won the league they had 88 points to 77 points. What's that? 11 points clear, right?
Yeah.
What are they at the moment? They're 12 points clear, something like that.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Right. They did win the European Cup that year. They beat Roma in Rome, which they won't do this year, but they did win the European Cup. They did the trouble that year, but we beat a German side, we beat a Dutch side.
Yeah.
And Liverpool won the league. And a manager left at the end of that season. Now, we're all saying that we're all 99.9% sure Ange will leave. So do all the stars align to a Tottenham Hotspur win, do you think?
Not perfectly, but I just feel it. It's something in my water. It's in my bones. It there's just something there that I just fancy it. It's like I can taste it. I can actually taste it more from what I did when we reached the Champions League final. Like the Champions League final was a dream run and everything, and I had belief that we could go on and do it, but with regards to this, I just feel it. It's like, look, we haven't been at its best this season, but we just keep on finding a way to win in Europe. And like going to Frankfurt, team that has not lost in Europe for, I think it was 20 odd games at home, had been on an unbelievable run in the league, and we're outplaying a lot of the German Bundesliga teams.
Yeah.
And we just went there and we found a way. And I just think tonight will be, I'm going for 4-0.
Yeah.
I'm going for a 4-0 Spurs win. And I just think that will help us and we will find a way.
Yeah, we will. It's big up to David Clark. He says, big up to our greatest ever player, John White, who would have been 88 today. on the 20th. Right? Yeah, John White, a legendary player of the double winning side of 61, a member of the 62 winning side, a member of the Cup winning side of 63. Sadly died on an Enfield golf course under a tree, got hit by lightning.
Wow.
They used to call him the Ghost. Now, I don't know if David ever see him play live, but any games I've seen, like clips I've seen of him, I mean, what a player. I mean,
Yeah.
him and Dave Mackay and that team. Just very quickly, there's a few other matches, of course, tonight. Atletico Bilbao up. Is it Atletico Bilbao or Atletico Club?
Atletico Bilbao. I call
Bilbao.
it. Well, it's not, but they've changed the name slightly, haven't they? So we're now Atletico Club Bilbao, but it's Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah.
It's always been Atletico Bilbao. It will always be Atletico Bilbao, except unless you're an Atletico Bilbao fan, and then you will say, no, we're Atletico Club Bilbao. So, but that's how I see it.
Tonight.
Yes.
Just very quickly, who we'll face in the final. Who do you think we might face in that final? And also, after that, I want to talk a little bit about Bodo and their run to the semi-final. Are we taking them a little bit for granted because of all the injuries and suspensions have tonight? Well, look, starting the other semi-final, then we'll go to that. The other semi-final, I think United will win that over 2 legs. I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think United might just sneak that by 1 or 2. I think they'll win tonight 2-0. I think. I really do believe that. What do you think?
It's at Atletico tonight, isn't it? It's actually in Spain. So I think it's probably going to be. I think Atletico are having a good season. I think 2-1 Atletico tonight. I think it'll be 2-1 Atletico tonight. But we've seen what Man United can do, and it looked like they were crashing out in the quarterfinals to Porto. Not Porto, sorry, Lyon. And they looked dead and buried. And then all of a sudden, they just came out of nowhere. I remember watching that last bit while we were doing the wrap-up show for the Frankfurt game, and just seeing Man United just come alive. So I fancy it 2-1 Atletico in the first leg, but back at Old Trafford, I see Man United winning on aggregate overall.
And it's Ricky says it is being a pennant. He says, but it's Athletic, not Atletico. I think that was me because I kept calling it Atletico, but it is Athletic. So okay, fair enough. I just Spanish Atletico. It just runs off.
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
In Spanish, but there you go. We've got David says, yes, I did see him. Wow, lucky you. He says, I know he died at 27. It's so difficult to say he's the best because he never. I get it, but what I have seen of him of clips, David, he looked a real player. He looked like becoming one and a real great. So, look, to watch him play must have been a pleasure. I think so. Big up to you, David. Chill music. Does Ange go? Now, this is a point where it's going to be again now. Look, it's not a conversation I want to talk about tonight. To be fair, but somebody has put it in the chat. I'm not thinking of a Spurs win. You, me, both. I'm going for 5-0. You're going for 4-0. Do you know? It shows how deluded we are. Well, that's why we work well together, because we're both two deluded Spurs fans. So at least I found a soulmate in the delusional field of supporting Tottenham. But say let's go worst case scenario. We lose 3-0 tonight, and you think about 5-1 Hammering got on Saturday, right? And you look at our midfield. Does Ange go tonight? If the second tie's out of way, does Ange go tonight?
Yeah, they'll sack him. They'll sack him. Even though I've been saying all in all, regardless of what happens, they'll keep him till the end of the season. I think the hammering that we took against them, the recent form, I think Levy will just pull the trigger. I think he'll just and give himself more time to find a replacement. But yeah, I can't see it happening. No, I don't, but I can't see it happening. I cannot see that happening. I
No,
cannot see us going down 2-3-0.
neither can I. I mean, I hate talking about it because it's not going to happen. We're going to whoop them. We're going to whoop them. I feel like Muhammad Ali coming out before he fought Joe Frazier. He says, I'm going to
Yeah,
whip him. I'm going to rumble in the jungle. I'm going to beat the big ugly monster that nobody can beat. I'm not calling
yeah.
Bodo a big ugly monster, by the way, but I'm just saying. If we're in boxing terms, we're a bit like Chris Eubank Jr. and Bodo's a bit like Conor Benn. We just got that
Yeah.
number. That was some fight of the weekend, by the way. I don't know if you saw clips of it.
No, I didn't see it. I hadn't seen any of it.
Jesus, I tell you, they did their dads proud. They
Yeah.
really did their dads proud. Really did. Big up. I'm saying we've got Tequila says, James, getting served. Don't take that stuff, James. Tequila is saying. Big up. No chill music. He still has Mrs. Levy nudes, you know. Oh, that is why he's still in the job. Oh, right.
There we go.
There we go. Tequila's in the know. Did you
Yeah.
take the pictures, Tequila, though? That's all I want to know. Did you take the pictures? Just let us know. Did you take the pictures? Big up to David. I just want to talk a bit about is it Bodo or Bodo? I never get the name right.
Bodo.
I watched a documentary today on Bodo Glimt. I was so impressed how their club is run and the connection between the club players and the fans. They're a very dangerous team. They have they've got 6 players out.
Yes.
But can they still be a threat tonight? Because
absolutely.
Where do you see the threat coming from? Where do you see, is there any danger men in that team? You think we need to watch out for them?
Their midfield is very good and very well organised. I can't remember the player's name, to be honest. But I think if we allow them to get their midfield to get their foot on the ball, they can move the ball really well. I agree with what David says. They are a team that are very, very much together. They work so hard for each other and for the fans. And this is the first time any Norwegian team has reached a major European semi-final. And they're living in fairyland at the moment. They're like in dream world. And regardless of whether or not they go on to win the tie or they get eliminated from the competition, they will have done their country and their club immensely proud, and they should be proud of what they've achieved. I mean, they're a small team in the Arctic Circle. The Norwegian League gets picked apart very quickly of anybody who starts to develop into a half decent player. You find certainly German teams, Croatian teams, Swedish teams. They tend to raid Norway. Italian teams are known for it. They will pick the best out. I mean, Erling Haaland is a prime example. Gets pulled away from the Norwegian league and then develops in a good team, and then he goes on to then be an absolutely phenomenal player. And this happens quite a lot with Norwegian players, and the Norwegian league does get cherry picked. But I think Bodo have done absolutely phenomenal this year in the Europa League. I mean, they missed out on automatic promotion just behind us. Not promotion, qualification. Sorry, just behind us. So they have got the ability to upset. I mean, they upset Lazio. But where
I've got their last results here on the other screen, James. I mean, playoffs, they played FC20. They lost the away leg 2-1. They won the home tie 5-2. They beat Olympiacos 3-0 at home. They lost 2-1 away. They beat Lazio 2-0 at home, and they lost 3-1 away. Of course, they won 3-2 in penalties. So their away form hasn't been great, but they've won all their games at home. So what scoreline, if we won tonight 3-1, would you take that?
Yes, I'd take it. I'd take a 1-0. A win's a win at the end of the day, and it gives us a bit of confidence into the second leg. But they are a threat at home, and and look, I'm not saying it's purely all down to the pitch, but they don't play on grass at home. It's an artificial, turf. It's plastic pitch is what they say. A 5G pitch is, I think, how they describe it. And so they're used to playing on that kind of surface. So any team that goes to that ground are not used to playing on that kind of surface. So it's always going to cause issues for clubs who are used to playing on proper grass, on proper turf. It's one of those. But I would take a 1-0. I take 2-1. I think the more goals we put past them tonight, the more comfortable we will be able to go and play in a week's time in Norway.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. Now, I just got sent this and that's the wrong one. I just got sent this from the ground. So I'm going to play this and see what you guys think. This is from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, by the way. So this is what's happening there. I think this is cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you a little bit about James Maddison and what he said yesterday in the press conference. Now, it's not that one. Is it the second one? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one here. He says we're behind them. No, sorry, it's the first bit. Sorry. It said, let's not create the narrative here that yes, it's us players out there. We take responsibility for that, and it hurts me a lot that we're having a poor season, but this is why we're so motivated for this competition, because the seasons can still be so special. We're in the last four. We've got a great opportunity. No one, the whole club from the top to bottom can be satisfied with where we are. It definitely hurts. I had to do an interview at Liverpool on Sunday and we lost 5-1. It's a little bit embarrassing. I am a bit embarrassed myself having to go and talk to you lot. And then he goes on to say that we're behind the manager 100%. I think he's a great man. Manager said, he is the first person to tell you, I've heard it myself, that we've had a poor season, especially in the league. We've been very good in Europe, but the league season's probably been unacceptable. Understatement of the year. We can take all collective responsibility for that. But he's my manager. He's my gaffer. I respect him an awful lot. So I want to take a little bit out of that. Is he in one bit saying we can all take collective responsibility? Is he throwing Ange under the bus? But in the second part of that, he's sort of redeemed himself by saying, but he's my manager, he's my gaffer. I respect him an awful lot. What do you think James Maddison is saying there? And also, look, for me, Maddison has to show up tonight. He has to show up tonight. He has to put in a performance. If that game is hurting you, I'll get a drink later. If that game's hurting you, then why are you not putting more of a performance in? What did you think of James Maddison's press conference yesterday?
I thought it was okay. He didn't say anything that surprised me or jumped out and said, okay, that shows. I think it was a very measured press conference. I think he knew what he was saying and when he was saying it. So I don't think he's. I kind of disagree with when you're saying, did he throw Ange under the bus by saying that the players take responsibility? Because I think if he was truly throwing him under the bus and he said, well, we've been giving our all and doing everything that the manager has asked us to do. So that to me would say you would be throwing him under the bus. I think what he's trying to say is like, I think probably even as the players, because the players are going to read the tabloids, they're going to see the news, they're going to. I mean, the sack Ange narrative has been going on since January. or before Christmas, it's been going on. He's playing for his job. If Spurs don't win this game, they're going to get rid of him. If we don't do this, we're going to get every single game. It's been one thing or another. Of like, if Ange doesn't get a result, we're going to sack him. If we don't get, and it's the players are going to pick up on that, and the players are going to know about these things, and they're not stupid. And we're also probably well aware of the history of managers within the club.
Yeah.
So I think what he's saying there is that the players are taking their responsibility. The manager, in his press conferences and his chats with the press and everything, he's taken responsibility himself. As Ange Postecoglou, he's held his hands up and said it's not good enough, it's not right, and it's on me to get these players playing better football. And then Madders has come out and said, we've got to step up. We've got to do this. It's our responsibility, not just the manager's responsibility. We're the 11 players on the pitch. We have got to step up. I apologise about my noisy neighbours' bikes. If you can hear that, everyone, I do apologise.
No, you're grand. I just want to get on that point. Tequila says here, why would you sack Ange now? At this point, if we not play second leg, time to sack the clown was late last year. Now we're stuck with Bozo the clown. That's the bit Bozo the clown. The bit I found really funny. Just very quickly, Bozo the clown. You're all funny. Yes, bruv, I am the mole. I am the gunman on the grassy kneel too.
No, too.
Fair enough.
He was on about. I think that bit was where he was because you asked him if he took the photos of Ange for Mrs. Levy and giving them to Ange. So I think that's in reference to that.
Yeah. We do. I'm going to say it in the watch along. We have to give James a nickname on this channel. I'm Dermatron. It goes. We've got to give James a nickname. So that's for the watch along, guys. If you do come up, Tequila, if you do come up with Tequila's brilliant at bringing up nicknames, by the way. There's a little job for you, Tequila. Think of a nickname for James. Bilbao is missing that. I don't know if he's talking about Bilbao or Bodo. I don't. Is it Bilbao?
Anyway. That must be Bilbao because and I do know there has been some knocks for Bodo's players themselves. And they have had thingy, but I don't remember hearing anything about one with a hamstring. I know one was an ankle injury, a few suspensions. I'm not sure if there was a hamstring. That could be. I think that could be Bilbao is talking about, but David's talking. Maybe David can clarify it for David. Do you definitely mean Bilbao?
Tonight, come up to a hamstring. He says, I really don't think the 1-goal lead will be enough. I don't think so either. We need to go 2, 3, or 4. We really do. And he says, I will criticize Maddison. Look, his son used to see him
at Leicester.
At Leicester, they was Leicester season. So they saw a lot of Maddison. And he did warn us, Maddison will let you down, and he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, he means the Spanish team. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, Colin will be glad to hear that. Lucas Bergville, I know he's not playing tonight, and we thought he would be, but it's not as bad as being put out on X. He signed a new contract.
Yes.
How delighted are you that we've tied this young lad down to the club and tripled these wages as well, by the way?
Yeah. I'm absolutely buzzing about the fact that we've said. I'll tell you what did make me laugh. I was out and about today, and I was on the bus, and I was going through some of my Spurs news, and one of the first articles I read was Real Madrid want to sign Bergvall, and I'm like, hang on, is this an old story? That was the first thought. When I saw the tagline, I was like, is this an old story? And then it goes on to say, I opened it up and it was like posted 3 hours ago or something, and it goes on to say that Real Madrid are keeping close tabs on Lucas Bergvall's progression under Spurs and will look to place a bid in the January or summer transfer window of next year due to him just signing his contract. And I'm like, there's no way he's going to jump ship. And even if they did come in with an offer, they're going to have to offer stupid money.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous money.
Look, I want to go over the lineup again, right? I do, because this is what the show's about. It's about the lineup. So let's go over the lineup again. Big up to Michael McDonald, who says, all the best, lads. Big up to you, Michael. That midfield for me is not a midfield that works. It really
No,
isn't. Look, right, let's start with the midfield. What's Sanchez thinking with the midfield? Because wouldn't you put Papa Sarr in there with Bentancur and Madison instead of Bergville, instead of Basuma? I would have done.
I would have done. I would have done.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. He may have told Bissouma, this is your last chance. You either go out and impress tonight and you go out and give him the performance of your career, otherwise you're gone. And maybe, I mean, I'm not in the dressing room, and maybe it's about time he put pressure on these players. I mean, I don't know if he hasn't been already, but maybe it's about time some of these players had a bit of a foot up their arse and said, look, you better turn up tonight. You better play. Brennan Johnson is another one. Yes, I mean, he's our leading goal scorer for the season so far.
Yeah.
But like Steve has said, he turns up against lower opposition. He needs to turn up tonight. Bodo, Glimt, not taking anything away from it, are a weaker opposition than us. They are a lower class of team than us, and that is just fact. It's not me dissing them and bigging Spurs up. That is just a fact.
Yeah.
And financially, the set size of our ground compared to theirs, infrastructure, everything is they are a smaller team than what we are. I'm like I say, I'm not dissing them. They're a fantastic club, but Brennan Johnson needs to turn up tonight.
Yeah.
But with the midfield, I have to say, I think he's got to have given a rocket up Basuma's butt, because I don't agree with him starting him personally. I wouldn't start him again for the rest of his. I would put him in under 10s and say, go play with your balloons with them, because like you're just not good enough to be a Spurs player.
I've been thinking. Yeah, sorry, James. Go on. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'm going to be interested to see how he plays tonight. I will be keeping a close eye on whether or not he's going to dictate, because he's going to be the holding midfielder to me.
Yeah.
He's going to be the DM. Bentancur is going to be the sort of box to box, and Madison's going to be more the advanced. I'm going to keep a close eye on what Bissouma is going to be doing tonight. Is he dictating? Is he picking up the ball? Is he intercepting? Is he getting the ball and distributing it correctly? Or is he just being negative and not doing anything? I will be keeping an eye on him.
Look, look, I agree with you, Bissouma. I think this is his last chance. But I've been looking at that lineup, and I just feel that he might be playing two up front. I just cannot see Richie on the wing.
So you're thinking what, a 4-1-2-1-2?
Yeah, maybe
sort of like a narrow diamond sort of shape.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So you play your normal back four. You play,
Bissouma in front. Madders and Bentancur. Bentancur and Madders sitting behind. But then where does Johnson fit into that?
Yeah, see, this is the problem, you see. The front three really puzzles me. Why he has not started Oda? But I mean, you look at the bench. The bench has got Kulu. It's got Sarr. Archie Gray, you could have played in that midfield.
Yeah, Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore. I was told Mikey Moore was out. He had no chance of playing tonight. Well, if that's the case, they would have started Mikey Moore tonight. You've got Oda Patel. So why the hell has he gone with Bissouma and Richie? It's like somebody said it in the show I was on before this one, that he's experimenting in a semi-final. That's what it looks like. It really does. I don't get it. I get the back five. I think that's fine. But that midfield and that front three, that is not win you. They really need to turn up tonight to really prove us that they can do it.
Yeah.
Look, we're getting very close to the end of the show. Before we get ready for the watch along. James, look, I love doing these shows, but I'm going to nail you to the post now. Score prediction and who's going to score?
Right. So 4-0. I think Dom with a brace, Richie with one, and Madders with one.
Ooh, very interesting. I'm going for 5-0 because that's just me, and I have to outdo you. So if you went for 5-0, I would have gone for 6-0. No, I've had 5-0 in my head all day. I'm going with Johnson with a hat trick, Richie with one, and Solanke with one.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Understand.
that
Understand. Yeah, that makes 5. Yeah.
Brendan Johnson. Very quickly on him. I think he's a great player. Look, I love Brendan Johnson. I've always been his biggest supporter. Is this a game where he could turn up tonight and do real damage?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. If the real Brennan Johnson turns up. I mean, I love Brennan Johnson as well. I'm a big Brennan Johnson fan. I think he's a quality player. I think he has got the ability to be a top class player, but he goes missing in big games sometimes. I can't sugarcoat it any more than that, Dermo. I'm sorry. He does go missing.
Liverpool game.
Absolutely. I don't even know how he managed to stay on the pitch for the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my internet went down, so I lost the last 10 minutes of it. So I don't know if he actually did come off or not.
How lucky were you for that?
Well, I'd already seen it's been demolished by that point. It didn't matter about the last 10 minutes.
You know what? I've seen some shit this season, and I've sat through every game this season, every watch along. I think I've missed 2 games out of the whole season this year. I mean, for doing watch alongs. I will. There's Bergville on the bench, by the way, with Dragerson. He doesn't look that injured. He looks all right, actually. Sonny's there as well. He doesn't look, if he was really injured, he looks a bit frustrated if I'm. Bergville's wearing the protective boot. Maybe that's just for just precaution. Yeah, I've watched some shit, and you put me through. He's on the telly now, me on the monitor, and you put me through it this season, son. So you better turn up tonight and fucking give me a good win. But guys, look, do join us for the watch along. We're going to start it in 5 minutes' time. So we're going to get over there. James, thank you so much. Where can people find you, sir? As we look at your lovely sofa.
Sorry, I apologise. I'm just booting up my the actual stream.
It's all about banter. It's all about banter.
Yeah, of course it is. So it's again, it's on our YouTube site. If you want to send me a message, send me a chat on here. I will. I keep my eye on it and keep seeing it. If you want to send us a message, I will gladly try and pick it up and answer any questions that you've got. At the moment, that's where I am, and that's where you can find me.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're back on in 3 or 4 minutes. But listen, join us for the watch along. Come on over. Let's continue this journey together tonight, and let's all go and get behind the boys. Let's get 3 points. Let's win this game. Let's get to the final tonight. Let's make the second leg just a non-event. Then I'm off to Tottenham next Friday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, you are, and I'm looking forward to being able to do a bit of a live show with you down there, and me and Steve running the stream.
I'm letting you loose. Then I'm letting you and Steve loose on the channel next week.
Danger time, that Dermo. Danger
just
time.
make sure I have a channel to come back to.
Well, no promises. No promises.
Look, we're 4 years old in August. I've worked damn hard here. The flags are flying, so we're going to piss off out of here. Come on, you Spurs. In the big Spurs. We're going to do it tonight. We'll see you in a couple of minutes on the watch along. Come on over and join us. Join us as we begin the road to Bilbao. And if we do win 5-0 tonight, I will start singing We're on Our Way to Bilbao. Right, come on. Let's go.
Eyes on the prize, victory in sight with all our might, with all our might, with all our might.
Do us a favour.